Welcome to another installment of the Mood Room. It's been a while since we did a show. I don't really know why. I'm joined with Nosgoth. What did you call it? What was the name we had for you? I forget what it was. It was
Nosgoth, I think.
Was it that?
Yeah, it was.
Leslie's with us.
What up,
Hi.
though?
And apparently my cat wants to join. Feed me. Starting the show off, there was a baby, in I believe it's Britain. Don't quote me. Very sick, and the parents gathered the means to bring the child here, and the state told them that they couldn't do that because it was cruel and they should just let the child die.
Wait, what?
Wait, what was wrong with the
Well, I
baby?
I don't remember, but it had some sort of deathly, terminal diagnosis, and apparently there's a chance the child could live if brought over here for treatment.
Whoa.
But the state has decided that that is cruel to bring the child over here because it's just prolonging the suffering and it's going to die anyway. So they denied the parents the ability to do that.
You said this.
What? What state is that?
Yeah.
It's Britain. This isn't Britain.
Oh, in
Brit-
Britain?
Okay.
I think it's in Britain. I don't remember exactly. I guess I could look it up.
That.
What do you think about that? You think the state is wrong?
I don't think
the
that's
parent. Go ahead. You think the parents are
was,
wrong?
was the child like doomed?
Yeah, the child's terminal.
Oh.
So was it like there was nothing they could do? It was just die.
There.
Okay, but in the U.S. there was treatment.
Mm-hmm. That's. I mean, it's not guaranteed.
If there was a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. Yeah.
But why?
That's pretty cool.
As a
then.
parent, like, why wouldn't you try?
No, that's not the parents
you know?
aren't.
Like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
exactly.
The
I'm
state
just saying,
stopped
like,
me,
as a parent, like, why would you just? You're like, okay, whatever, bye.
Well,
Like,
it's
you know
more
what I
so
mean?
the idea that the state is now taking the ability of the parent to do that. That's really what we're talking about, because that's what's happening, or has happened.
I don't agree with
The
that.
state came in there and said, "No, you're prolonging the child's suffering. It's wrong for you to hold on to this idea of your child living just so you can have some sort of satisfaction. You're making the child suffer."
Who decides that?
I think that's up to the parents.
I agree.
It's your
That's the discussion.
child. It's especially a minor. Like, it's a small child. Like, the parents are in charge of that child. Like, that shouldn't be up to the state to tell them whether or not, oh, your child shouldn't or should have treatment. Like, that's not up to them.
What department of the state would even make that call?
I
Actually.
don't even know. That's
You know,
crazy.
I mean, I don't know the other Britain works. But
So you
yeah.
think they're wrong? The state shouldn't have any say in that.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just wondering what department of the state would be responsible for the ones to make the state say in that.
What does that matter?
It doesn't. I'm just curious.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think it's wrong.
Yeah, so I think it's it's one of these situations where the government is overstepping. If the parents have the means to bring the child, give it like they got the money together to bring this child here and get the treatment,
Yeah.
and they're like, no, you can't do that. So it's like I understand it in the sense of like you talk about pulling the plug on somebody that's like brain dead,
Yeah.
right? So whoever has the power to make a decision, it's like a lot. It's kind of the same thing in terms of
Exactly.
if there really isn't a chance for that person to come back, because you never know, they could wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like so that then the state comes in and says, no, we're not. You're this is horrible. You're pulling the plug.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's kind of like, why have children's hospitals for children who have leukemia? Like, you know what I mean? It's like that, the same kind of like point. Like, if they're gonna die anyways, why bother? You know? That's
in this
not
case,
right.
the difference here is that I don't know, that's a good point because over there the kids it's a newborn and it's terminal.
Yeah.
So I guess it's the same kind of thing. If there's a treatment here that could potentially help the kid, it's like let them fucking try.
Exactly.
Like, why would you even entertain?
Knock that down.
I don't even like. It's like I don't even know what the thought process would be for that, in terms of the state. Like it's just like they want to just take control of people's ability to raise their kids. Like I don't know what. Like, it just seems just cruel.
It's heartless.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
really
That's
is.
a
It's
better
like,
yes.
what if it was your child? You know, what if it was their child? Would
It's,
they be
I
doing
guess
the
it's
same
like this, and I hate to
thing,
make this
you know?
comparison, but I guess it's like this. Let's say you got a pet, right? And I'm not comparing the child to a pet, but I'm
Yeah.
making a point. And the pet is sick, right?
Yeah.
So then you decide to put the pet down. It's like, so
Mhm.
the state comes in, or no, you decide to not put the pet down, and you keep giving it these treatments even though the pet is suffering, but it prolongs the life a little bit more. But the pet's suffering. So then whoever comes in and says that's cruel.
Huh.
Do you see what I'm saying? I think that's what's really going on with the state.
I mean, but I think, like I said, that should be up to the parent to decide whether or not
I
they
agree with
see
that.
the
I
limit.
think, yeah, I agree
know?
with that. Oh no, but I get it in terms of a parent is so desperate to have that child in their life that they may be blinded by that need in terms of they're putting themselves before the needs of the kid.
Yeah.
In a sense, because if the kid is suffering and all that, maybe it's right to let them not suffer anymore.
But a newborn, that's tough.
But
that's
in this
so
case,
sad.
there's a chance the kid might pull through and not die. So I think you gotta let them do that.
It's funny that you say that because there have been where did I read this? There was a case of a kid who had a terminal illness, and the doctor said that or was it like they were like paralyzed from something down?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, what was it? And they said that this child would never like be able to like walk again ever or have like a normal life, but the parents kept like being positive and like pushing forward, and eventually like that kid started walking again.
Well, it's like from what I've seen when it comes to doctors, and honestly, I'm not sitting here acting like I'm a doctor, but doctors are taught a certain thing, and then it becomes like you have to treat it in a blind way of thinking almost. It's like if you have this information that says the likelihood of this happening is this, then the doctors go with that, as opposed to just being somebody who wants to just try everything, and so. But unfortunately, I think the doctors are taught not necessarily to be saving lives all the time. I know people get pissed off when they hear me say that, but it's like
it's true.
Yeah, it's
sometimes
like
people are just money.
Give them drugs and cut the shit out. That's pretty much medicine in the United States. You give them drugs and cut the shit out, and then you give them drugs and then drugs for the side effects of the drugs, and then that's like
more on the long lines of treatment rather than actually just curing.
Yeah, it's so you're dealing with the symptoms.
Exactly, but you're not
as
curing
opposed to dealing with the cause.
Problem.
We gotta watch that then. Did you ever see What the Hell?
No.
Oh, we should watch that.
You should watch that.
I would imagine that would be What the Hell.
It's a little depressing. I mean I got over it, but like it's like basically the gist of it is all that fucking shit, and it's like.
But from what he told me, it's really bad.
It is bad.
The health system.
All that shit.
Oh,
but it's like I had a lot of.
I already know.
Well, yeah, I was there too, though, right? I was like, I already know too.
Yeah.
Then I learned more.
Yeah. They go into they really go into detail.
There's stuff that you think you're doing better and you're just not.
That's awful.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
But
I didn't watch it yet.
No, this is why I don't trust doctors. I don't.
I agree with you, actually.
I literally have been given like so many pills, and I just never took them.
You're your own best doctor as
I
long as you're not
have
retarded.
never.
I've never trusted pills, even
Never.
young. I never it just didn't feel natural. It didn't feel right. I don't know why though. I'm just a weird kid. But I never like to take pills.
I don't trust doctors. I don't either.
And a lot of people would say, you're stupid, blah blah blah, and it's like, but the thing about it is, you got to look at the
doctor knows best.
Right. But the thing about it is, you got to look at the track history of what's been done and how they end up treating, because they're dealing with so many people. A lot of them, they start off with that idea of saving people and being compassionate and all that. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
But then they get the pressures of keeping their license. If they want to practice medicine, they got to follow what's been set before them. If they don't, they get ostracized.
Oh, actually, I don't remember what hospital this was in, but I remember watching this one documentary where I forgot what hospital, but in the hospital, if the patient can't keep up with his payments for like the medical stuff and all that stuff, they just like basically kick him out.
Like, bye. That's terrible.
Is that here?
Like, yeah, in the U.S.
I don't doubt
I don't doubt it.
No, I don't either.
Especially
Because people, they got to treat you. Like, do they?
Huh.
Yeah, the healthcare system in this country it's just sad. It's like everybody's arguing over Democrats, Republicans, what they're going to do, what they're not going to do, and it's like basically it needs to be regulated. What I mean to say is, you shouldn't be paying, $800 for a saline bag that costs. I'm going to say $5 to make it. I believe it's less than that, but the price is $800 for that.
I'll bring my own
less
saline
money
bag.
than blood. Do you know that? saline solution is less money than blood, that's another money making gouging.
Right. So,
They're like, oh, you
so
don't
what
need
I
it
would
here.
want from the government
You
is
need
this:
blood,
if they
blah,
want,
blah,
they
you don't need
want
Can
to
I,
come
can I
in
bring
here.
my own? Like this.
So they want to come in and, you know, the government wants to come in and help us with healthcare, and it's like regulate the shit. And then, if capitalism, if the free market is so great on the healthcare side, then just have a viable alternative, government funded, that does the things that we're talking about. That doesn't charge people ridiculous
Well, the
amounts of
thing
money.
is, our government funding is it's not like we don't have a lot of it. We're just our funding is focused on something completely different. We have like, I believe like was it 400 billion into military,
Ugh,
and
that's
and like if you look at the other countries,
So
the only one
gross.
that's behind us is like if you like compare all the countries, we have like a ridiculous amount compared to everything else. And then there's China, who is the second most, and China is like, what was it, like 1/4 the amount that we have. And it's like we're just spending a ridiculous amount of money on military, and for what?
Well, you know,
We can't just take like a little bit off, put it on healthcare, education,
listen,
or something
they do this
else.
stuff on purpose. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. That's the scary part.
and they program you
That's
to
exactly,
to
to
think in
think
a patriotism way
that
where
they don't know what
we
they're
have
doing.
we have to spread democracy and protect you.
Yeah,
it's like
I was.
you
BS.
and there's evidence suggesting that they create all these conflicts. Not all.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's just some old hatred in some of
Well,
these
yeah, of
places, you know.
course.
But in terms of on the level of war, they are behind a lot of these conflicts, and we're talking about our government
Yup.
behind it. And it's like anybody really today that doesn't really believe that is. I don't know if they're in denial or well, it's just like they would call
blind.
me crazy and you're going these
Brainwashed.
conspiracy brainwash all this
That's
stuff
the
and
best
it's like
word. I would
but the
say
information
brainwashed.
about that sort of thing is
And then
out there now. It really is, and it's like yeah, I know you want to weed through it, but it's like they'll argue and say, well, how do you know that's real? And I'm like, well, okay. Here's the thing about that: the information that you've gotten already has been proven to be false.
Who was that person
So
that
it's
said
like-
this quote along those lines? He said, "People would rather believe lies than the
I'm
truth."
telling you,
Who
people.
said that?
It's,
It was a really prominent. I
uh,
think he was a writer.
Was it
actually.
George Orwell?
I'm not
I can see
sure.
that.
He wrote 1984, and that
And this
a
was,
movie I need to watch. I've never
yeah,
seen
this
that.
was back in
The
the
book's
day too.
better.
And I read that. I was like, wow, facts. Facts.
You saw both? I mean, you read the book and you saw the movie.
I didn't see the movie, but from what I hear from the movie, the book is better.
The books usually are better, but it's
Really
nice to
better.
see the depiction on the screen.
Yeah.
If they do it right.
Mhm.
You know, it's shitty and it kind of sucks. We were talking about The Color Purple.
I mean,
That movie's good.
That is a
Like
a
maybe the book
very
is better,
sad
and the
movie,
books usually are.
But that's
It's a good movie.
classic.
I guess
So sad,
could
though.
watch it, yeah. It's just that when you read the book and you watch the movie, I know they can't get all the details
Well,
from
of
the book in the
course.
movie. I know, but like when you see the stuff that they missed in the movie, it just kind of, at least for me, it's just kind of like, God damn it,
Yeah.
this was supposed to happen.
What book would you want to see made into a movie that hasn't been made into a movie that you've read? It could be anything. It could be a comic book. It could be
I would say the
Mhm.
Gunslinger, but that just
a
got made.
Gunslinger.
It just got made, yeah.
Oh, it did?
The Dark Tower, yeah, the Gunslinger. It's
That
Stephen
movie's-
King.
That movie's gonna bomb.
It's gonna bomb.
I think so.
It's too bad.
I don't know, but I have a feeling it's gonna
The kite,
bomb.
is the Kite Runner a movie? It'd be really dark and horrible,
The
but
Kite
that
Runner.
yeah.
That was sad too, but
Okay.
There's a movie called The Kite Runner. What's
Yeah.
that about?
They didn't make a movie. I never knew that.
they did.
Oh wow. You can tell them because that movie is.
I mean, don't.
That,
if it's good, I don't want to.
Actually,
Don't
don't
spoil
spoil
it,
it, yeah.
but just you can tell me the gist.
It's about these kids basically in like the Middle East.
Afghanistan.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Afghanistan.
And man, the things they go through
This
very
is
interesting. But their
Yeah.
childhood basically is like the basis, the reason why they came up with the title The Kite Runner. That was something they did as children.
Okay.
But it's a good movie, definitely.
Put that on the list.
Very profound.
yeah, and it's like this is like before Afghanistan was like became all war torn,
Mhm.
and then but like right before, and then it starts happening.
Yeah.
Does it talk about our role in all that stuff, or like the United States, or is it more the
It
internal
talks about-
it was
conflict?
kind of like
Yeah.
more like in their country.
I think
What was
they-
going on from the
Yeah.
inside.
Do you guys know what the
Yeah.
cause of what was the problems there then?
Uh,
It sounds you just said.
the Soviet Union actually had a part to play in it. They invaded Afghanistan, and then I think that's when I guess was it the Taliban?
What was the purpose of them invading though? Why? What's that reason?
I guess they wanted something Afghanistan had, maybe oil or
Oil?
something.
That's always the
Always-
case.
always money and oil.
Always resources.
Yeah,
That's always the case.
I think it was something along those lines. But anyway, I know it was Mujahideen. That's what formed. The Mujahideen formed to fight back Russia. I think the U.S. might have backed them, but don't quote me on that. But they fought back Russia. They actually eventually Russia stopped invading Afghanistan. Mujahideen kind of took care of them. But then they took over, and then everything started going to shit, and it became all war torn and
Oh, so they came in there touting and we're gonna take over and run shit, and then they can't run shit.
Yep.
Is that basically like what you're saying?
Yeah, it got like crazy. Yeah, it's terrible because that was actually a really beautiful country at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Now it turned to shit.
Definitely.
Switching gears here, what was that question you asked? There was also prostitution. You said.
Oh yeah, okay.
Prostitution.
Oh yeah, it's about
That
prostitution.
random.
Is it morally right to fuck a prostitute?
What? Are you asking this question, or is this like?
Yeah, that's a question. You say it's morally right to fuck a prostitute.
Damn.
No.
Fuck a prostitute.
What would you say, John?
I think two consenting adults, if they have an agreement, it doesn't matter to me. That's fine. I don't care.
I'll say my opinion. Okay, actually, you go first. Why do you think it's morally right? I mean, wrong to fuck a prostitute.
I mean, like I said, like John said, everybody has a choice.
Okay.
Whatever. It doesn't matter to me what people do. Like, that's nice. But in my opinion, like, I don't know, what you do wrong is wrong. It doesn't justify it, but you can still do it, of course. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. But does it make it right? Not necessarily.
But who determines what's right and wrong, though? Like, you could have the mindset that unless you're married, you can't have sex, sort of stuff. And then, that to me, that's on the same level of that sort of thing, because it's two people who make an agreement to do something.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I personally have zero problem with it, as long as somebody's getting hurt in the process.
The way I see it is, the only reason why that prostitute's even wanting to have sex with you is because
They need money.
it's because like the situation she's in. She's not doing it because she enjoys it. She's not doing it because she likes her job. She's doing it because she's stuck in a desperate situation and needs money for it. You could say it's two consenting adults, but is she like really like does she really want to have sex with you?
I mean,
or
it is a sad existence. People who do that are never happy. I don't know any person who's like, look at my life.
I
I'm
love my
happy."
job.
You know what I think
love,
about this situation? I think that
they're
we are putting
miserable.
our judgments on those people. Now, yes, the ring, the prostitution, the idea of it at its base has all those negative connotations to it, and I agree with the majority of it. But I think there's definitely people out there that don't give a fuck about what we think about it in terms of, and they would like be mad at us for us to, let's say, take that away and not give them the ability to make their money the way they're making it. And there's some people out there that just love sex that really don't care. You know what I mean? So, but I get it on both sides. I understand it, but I think it's us putting our constraints on the thought of that we make it into something more than it necessarily needs to be. Because there's it's legal in some places, and there's a reason why it's legal, because people just don't give a shit. They're just free and doing what they want to do. You know what I mean? So I mean, I get it though. Like, if you were to take it to the extent of somebody not having any other options, I guess, and they're choosing to do that to survive, and I guess that's wrong. But like I talked about it with him before, and I'm like, well, okay, but I think the person's gonna want that money to be able to feed themselves. So I mean, I guess it's wrong, morally wrong, but
I mean
if you I guess if you care on that level, you just give them the money. But
I mean, it's wrong, but you shouldn't like judge like that, because you don't know their situation. I mean, to be completely honest, usually like I pity more prostitutes than the people actually having sex with prostitutes. I feel like people who have sex with prostitutes are more like messed up in the head than people who are prostitutes.
I would agree with
like,
you.
I just feel bad for them.
I agree with you, but I do think that there's people out there that know what they're doing. They're not messing up in the head. They're because I mean, I think when we think of prostitute, we think of the streetwalker, low end, diseased, drugged up, and there's a whole different world of prostitution that are dealing. Yes, and they're high. They get paid a lot of money a lot of money, and it's way more than people working hard and all that kind of stuff. And I think we should think about it as a whole and not just the dirty side of it, if you will.
That's true.
Because there's a lot of those, and that people don't have appreciation for them because they're not in the limelight in terms of what people think of as a prostitute.
Is that morally right though?
Well, I guess if you
I've already said my opinion about it. I don't doesn't bother me at all.
If you think of it maybe
yourself.
from like a woman perspective as a prostitute, like, okay, I'm sure to them obviously it's just a job, right? There's not really something that they find fulfillment in per se. They just want the money.
Well, let me tell you.
They just want the money.
That's
for, like,
that's most
escorts.
people actually don't find fulfillment
yeah.
in their work. They just want the money.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the majority of people.
So I don't really necessarily think they're enjoying it because most of the men who go to prostitutes as escorts are like old, ugly, nasty, dirty businessmen.
That wasn't the question though. He said was it morally right to do it, not did they enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference, and there's nothing wrong with bringing that aspect up.
But I consider it unclean.
Well, yeah, you're having sex with a lot of people.
I consider it unclean.
I hope they're all using protection, but the thought of that is like just when you're dealing with a lot of people, you open yourself up to just all kind of stuff. I don't know.
At the same time, though, if you don't have sex with them, it's like they're just gonna be poor and they're just gonna waste away, wouldn't it? So.
I mean, that's like last resort. I think. that's like wow. That's like Plan X, like A, B, C, D, like X.
No, there's
Like
people that definitely.
In Southeast Asian countries,
right.
some people get forced into it.
And
that's
horrible.
Different.
Same thing in Brazil.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's
getting forced into that is
very, very sad and terrible.
Kind of reminds me of forced marriage type stuff. These young girls.
That's disgusting.
So whatever age, 6, 14,
really
and they get
weird.
forced into marrying these old fucking men, and a lot of them kill themselves. These arranged marriages, and the fathers. It's I guess. So it's something that you get taught, like in terms of like if we lived over there and we grew up there, we probably would be more accepting of that. But living here, it's
people still feel some type of way. Like even though you force things on people, like as a society, let's say like what just happened, there's still people who on the inside feel some type of way. They're like, this is what we do, but I don't feel right about this. And I guess in a sense, in a way, that's kind of like our moral compass, because there's nobody coming telling people how they should feel, right? But that's just how they feel, even though they're taught the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I don't agree with forced marriage. Period. Especially in the case of, well, just period. I don't like the idea of it.
So I'm
they
sure
could both be the same damn age. You're getting forced into it. That's not cool.
Who feel some type of way, like okay, society wants to, but I'm sure they don't want to do it. Deep down on the inside, they're like, I hate my life. I don't want to do this shit.
Something funny was happening recently where I didn't even know this person existed. I'm not kidding. Rob Kardashian.
Rob
right?
Kardashian, yeah.
I didn't even know he existed. I swear I did not know he existed.
I think I remember when you first heard of him. You're like, "There's a guy one."
Yeah, I didn't know. I did not know there was a male Kardashian, like a sibling.
He doesn't exist. They like pushed him out.
So, but like, the point I want to make is that people are going crazy about whatever's going on with him. Something with a prostitute or a stripper or something. Do you know anything about it?
No.
It's basically like I guess he married a stripper.
Oh, isn't it like China or something?
I
don't remember. She got some exotic,
Right, so he married her.
Okay.
And he married a stripper, so she, I guess she was like, got done with him and moved, cheated on him or sent him some video of her having sex with somebody.
That sucks.
And so then he got all butthurt and posted some stuff about her.
She's a stripper. What you want? You trying to marry a stripper? Like, come on, you're setting yourself up.
Trying to make a whole housewife.
Yeah, you can't do that. You just can't.
But anyway, everybody was talking about that fucking shit. So I started asking them questions about other stuff, and they were clueless. And I was like, oh my God.
So you're saying like
everybody
they're distracted by this?
Yeah, it's like I'm just amazed at the stuff that people pay attention. I'm not amazed anymore, but it's just another example of people paying attention to stuff that don't matter. And there's other things happening.
Of
where
course.
It's like, can you pay attention?
Kind of interesting how stuff like this happens.
The thing is, I do kind of feel bad for him as a person. Because I have seen, I watched the Kardashian show because I'm like, what do these people even do in their lives? And they're so, like...
Petty?
No. Very vain people. Like, everything's about their image constantly. like everything's about me, and like, oh, my life and oh, my problems and it's so ridiculous. And they have like a brother, right, who is a part of the family, and it's just.
How old is the brother?
I think he's in his like late 20s maybe.
Okay.
And this man like used to be like a model, by the way, like his body. He used to be a model, and like I didn't watch for like ever, and I was like, oh, I wonder they're still going on with this show. So I watched it again, and I was like, oh my god, Rob got so heavy, and I felt so bad because like he's like fighting with like depression, and I'm like, but nobody fucking cares. Why doesn't anybody care about their brother? Like everything's about me, and oh, I'm so pretty about. Meanwhile, they have like a member of their family who's severely depressed.
What is he depressed about? I mean, I hate to say that because it's automatic. Because depression doesn't work like that. It's just I had a situation today where one of my friends is like falling apart, right? And I'm like, I don't have no patience for this shit.
Yeah,
I really just don't.
I know.
I'm not the guy. I'm not. That doesn't mean that their problems aren't real and they shouldn't deal with them and whatever. I'm just not. I just have no patience for it. If you got food on your back, clothes on your back, you can get food in your stomach, and you got a roof over your head.
You know what? I can.
Your life is not that bad.
I can.
When you like,
that's how I see it.
so I get mad when I hear it's like, and then the person perpetuates his own drama to be depressed about, and then I don't have no patience for it. And then they get mad at me because I'm like, you're fuck. I'm like, I get mad. So I don't, but I understand people that they can't help that. You know what I mean? So I'm just not the guy to be able to deal with it. I just
feel bad because for me, like, I could kind of like see what happened in a way. I feel like because of all the attention on his family, like maybe he feels like a failure that he didn't like.
I'm definitely not trying to make light of his plight.
I just like I feel bad, you know.
I have even more less sympathy for people like that. Although it doesn't mean that they can't have problems just because they have money. Because money is not the root of happiness. Definitely it's just not. And then when you have the spotlight on you all the time, and you have all these expectations, like you were saying, all that stuff, and it's like, I can go out and buy whatever $1,000 car, like nothing, but I'm still not happy. And it just, people think, and it's a sad thing too, because people, they focus on money and having that make you happy. And it's like it should be more than that. And unfortunately, we're ingrained with the idea of you got to have money to be happy, and unfortunately, the society we live in, and there's ways around that. It's just harder. You know what I mean? You go live on a farm and grow your own shit, and just be happy with your family and all that kind of stuff, and get rid of all this material shit. But that ain't easy. I'm not saying that. But they can also find inner peace and inner happiness, and not allow society to determine what should make them happy. And people don't think that deeply into that sort of stuff anymore because of what?
What should make us happy?
You can't tell somebody that. They have to determine that for themselves.
Finding wisdom, finding truth.
What about you?
Each person.
What would you say for yourself?
It's a hard question. In my case, I'd like to live in the Wizard's Tower and be surrounded by, a lot of books and dusty books that I probably never would read, and have like a alchemical lab that I would never touch.
Just look at it.
Just have it there.
And have a floaty chair where I could be 400 pounds and get fed but not smell or anything, be clean, and then I'd be happy.
Just have to be 400 pounds.
Yeah, 400. Just have servants around,
Just scrubbing the rolls.
That's right. You asked me, I'm telling you, that's what I would want.
I think it's when we think about it, I think it's very, very simple. If you think about who we are as people, what we're all about, right? Our heart, our spirit, who we are as a person, we need to fulfill those things. And I feel like to find fulfillment in your life, like everybody wants to find their purpose in life. And that's not easy to find at all. But people as a society are constantly looking for that purpose in every single culture. Whether it's people think, okay, maybe I could fulfill my purpose in material things. Mm-hmm. Maybe I can fulfill my purpose in physical things, such as like pleasures and indulgences.
Mm-hmm.
Some people,
of the flesh.
Yeah, people even seek even spirituality. Like, look at it in different cultures all over the world. People have fought so hard to try to find like some sort of superior being to give them the guidance, because we need that. We need purpose in our life, and what the world has to offer has no meaning. It's all empty. And as a person, to realize that society's so empty and the things that we fight for have no meaning, it's just like, well, why am I here? We all have those questions.
Oh shit.
You know, like if you really think about it, every single person on this planet has that question. Why am I here? What am I doing? What's my purpose? Where are we going?
So
There's no one on this planet that doesn't have this question.
Why is your dome over the flat Earth?
Yeah. Why?
We'll put that there.
You know, the question is why, and we need to fulfill that in ourselves instead of giving into the empty things that we think are going to fulfill those things, because they're not. So that's why I think it's very important to find out the truth. What you know is the truth,
The interesting
and
thing
seeking
about
your
that
own
too
wisdom.
is when I mentioned that flat Earth stuff, and we had a point.
no, continue. I don't want.
When you start looking into why things are like, you talk about the globe and how it fits into the universe and all that kind of stuff, and if you look at it, it's all about making us think we're small and insignificant, right? So it's like you're a speck of dust, and then when it comes to the vastness of the universe, right?
Well, I mean,
That's what, you know. So it makes you feel like you're not special, you're not important, you're just nothing. And so it's like, why would they do that? You know, it's always you know means of controlling people. So it's like, if you know that there was you are special and you were placed here and you have a purpose, you know, underneath like this dome, because if there's a dome there, that means somebody put it there. You know what I mean? And this whole, these ideas of evolution and all that kind of stuff, and the Big Bang and all that kind of stuff, all these things are there to kind of make us think, you know, we're just a mistake or just happened to happen.
yeah.
That's what the Big Bang suggests. We just happen to, you know.
But who wants to believe that?
No, you know,
Nobody wants to believe we're a mistake, right? Even if you accept it, it's still hard to even accept. Like, you just can't wrap your head around it. Even though you're like, okay, I guess this is what this is. Like, it will never feel like it's the right thing.
When you have consciousness. Huh?
I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean,
what do you mean you don't know?
I don't know how the Earth was formed.
No,
That's really how I see.
Nobody knows that shit.
Yeah.
They can speculate all they want. They can put all the numbers together all they want. They don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's really what it comes
And
down
I
to.
love when people of science speak definitively about that sort of thing, like they know.
So much.
They don't know.
They
All their math and all their experiments is all speculation and what they're trying to prove something that they don't know. They don't know.
Nope.
Well, you
So
talk
don't-
to people about this. They're like, "Oh, this is Big Bang, man. They already know this." So like,
No, they
and I'm
don't.
like,
No, they don't. That's
that's
just
why-
some guy telling you something. I could make up a story too and tell you it's the same thing. Just because they throw a bunch of zeros behind it don't make it any more real. That doesn't mean I'm trying to downplay the
Research.
I'm not trying to act like science hasn't been beneficial and all that kind of stuff, and there aren't things that are proven and all. I'm not saying that.
I feel like
but when
we just, all just
when it
don't
comes to
know.
creation, you don't know.
We don't have the answers.
It-
We don't have the
never
answers
have
for
the
it.
evolution sounds cool.
We don't have the answers to
and
sway.
sounds believable, you know, but you don't know. I hate when people speak in definitives like they know shit. It's like you don't fucking know.
Did you know that we haven't even like fully discovered the depths of the ocean?
Yeah, I knew that.
Freaking Earth.
Yeah, I
There's
found that
plenty of
amazing
land
actually.
masses.
Plenty of places on the earth that we
So
don't
how
know
you
nothing
think
about.
they know about? Oh, I know about Mars, and I know how the Earth. That's bullshit.
And they don't
Like,
know.
they don't know anything.
They
Oh.
also don't know that the earth is round. They
Sure.
don't know. Somebody told them that. You could believe it, that's
Oh,
fine,
yeah.
but you don't know. You can say
Yeah.
you know all you want, but you don't know.
Wait,
Until you go out there and prove it yourself.
What's that part of Brazil? The jungle area, like the center of like Brazil.
The center.
What's it, Brazil? Yeah, like it's like a really jungly area thing.
Rainforest.
Amazon?
Yeah, Amazon. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. I don't know why I couldn't remember that for some reason. I had like a brain fart. But like, there's areas of that we didn't explore.
Yeah,
yet.
there's plenty of
I
places.
know. And that's like right here
Plenty
on
of
our
places
planet.
on the planet we
Our
haven't
little
explored.
neighborhood.
Yeah, it's just like it's so
It's
dense.
not that small like we think. We're not like, oh, we haven't discovered even everything on the planet. We don't even know why things do anything. People can't even explain freaking gravity, so shut the hell up. You know? They're like,
Gravity.
oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, I throw things up and it comes down. What the hell is that?
Right. and
You know,
don't
like
that
they
that's-
can't even explain that.
Somebody give me a good
Something
fucking
so
analogy.
simple.
Oh, right. So gravity, right? We were talking about. So this comes up in the flat Earth a lot because gravity is a key proponent component to the heliocentric model of the Earth, right? So without gravity, this whole idea falls apart. They got to have gravity to justify certain behaviors, and you know, it just all falls apart, right? So the force of gravity is so strong, right? And I know they're gonna do it already, but I'm gonna. So you're in water, right? And you drop a pebble, which weighs a hell of a lot less than a person, and you have a person in the water. What happens with that pebble? It sinks down. A person can just kind of almost float in the water. Yeah. They'll sink too, but not the way a pebble will. Yeah. Or a rock. And we weigh way more than the pebble. If it's the force should be the force. If gravity's pulling these things down, it should be pulling things down. Yeah. But they say, oh, it's buoyancy and
you could let yourself sink.
Fat floats or something.
Like
all that stuff. But the weight.
You have to put effort in floating though. Like you have to put effort. Trust me.
You have to not move.
And then you'll have a butterfly fly right by the pebble and the person. Gravity don't affect me. You know what I mean? Yet you got a jet that has to put all this force and power in to breaking free from gravity.
Well, nature's perfect. We're just basic humans.
I think it has to do with like air and wind resistance or something. The butterfly.
That butterfly should be smack dab on the
That butterfly is aerodynamic.
But because
aerodynamics or something.
I don't buy it. Gravity is just it's a matter of density and.
I'm just letting you. I mean, I'm not really. I don't know a physicist, so I wouldn't know. I'm just telling you what the explanation
all I know is that I trust nature. I don't trust people. Nature has been consistent since the beginning, since we've known. People have not.
All right, I'll do a few more of these, and then we already passed the half-hour mark, believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Kid Rock is running for Senate. I heard something about him going to be running for Senate.
What the hell? What a joke.
Why do we have all these celebrity
Sit
politicians?
back down.
I knew that was going to start happening after Arnold.
Celebrities.
After Arnold?
Oh yeah, Reagan was he the first actor or whatever?
Yeah.
Reagan was the first one.
He
right?
was?
Yeah, Reagan was.
Reagan was an actor before he became. But then so Arnold got it, and this is off the fame of being, an actor. Yeah. So then was it Jesse Ventura after that? There's another comedian.
Really, Jesse Ventura?
Oh yeah, he was a wrestler. He was a wrestler, and then he was an announcer for wrestling.
Oh, I thought you were talking about another
Jesse.
What is his name? Jesse Ventura?
Governor of
that conspiracist guy.
Yeah, that's the same guy. Yeah,
huh?
That's the same guy. Jesse Ventura.
Oh, wait, what?
So he's running for something?
Wait.
No, he did already. He already was a governor.
So he was a wrestler. Right. He ran for a governor, and he's like a
yes.
what the fuck? This man is what?
Yeah, Jesse
is a man of many faces.
Yeah,
he's
interesting.
not known. I want to look into him more.
It would not surprise me if Kid Rock won at all.
He probably will win.
He's so used and abused. Like, what he gonna do?
No, I don't even know if he's relevant anymore. Maybe this is his way of trying to become relevant.
Maybe. I want more publicity.
Sex robots about to hit shops. They're about to have some.
Oh my god! I
those
saw
are very popular in
that.
Japan.
So weird. Oh my god.
I don't think.
Well, it's so weird.
All right, hold on.
Wait.
It's so weird.
Like, stop. Actually,
we're gonna stop after this.
Really know about this topic though. So the thing is, yeah. So like, I don't know if this is sex robots like making in Japan and stuff, but the sex they have like virtual reality stuff in Japan. So like, you touch these like fake plastic boobs and stuff, and you see like an anime girl on the screen. And like,
so
and you see just the guy like, oh, and then like they have that, and they do a lot of virtual reality. And another thing they have is they have this little virtual reality girl thing, and like, it gets really cringy. It gets really cringy, but like it's like a little hologram thing, and she even like you even get like text messages and stuff too, like when you're coming back from work.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Like you have your own, and the thing is, I think what's happening is because people, it seems like it's starting to become more and more antisocial. It's starting to become.
Yeah, exactly.
It's starting to become more and more
acceptable.
I think it's just starting to become more and more used because people would rather use these contraptions and sex robots
look at it like
than
this, right?
try to actually conduct a real human relationship with someone.
So you got people out there that are terrified of trying to interact with people at this point.
Oh my god.
Especially when it comes to like trying to get a significant other and dating and all that stuff. It just so.
That's so annoying. Oh, I'm trying to woo.
No, I know guys.
Shut
that are
up.
Some guys are really nice guys, and you're scared.
Yeah, don't be a weak. You have a pair of balls. Go do it.
with you.
Actually, no. Because I
What's that for?
I agree with you.
actually know.
Gotta be in to win it.
An
That's because they're
example.
fapping too much.
Oh shit.
That's why they don't
No,
have
wait, hold
enough
on a second.
I see
testosterone
what you
to
did
build
there.
up the
No,
courage.
Wait, hold on a second. That's not true.
That is true.
No, it's not.
How you can speak
No.
for every male? How you? What do you
I mean,
you
all
can
right.
do
From
that?
my personal experience, it's not true. There you go.
It lowers your levels, so
Oh,
you're
yeah.
more calm all the time. But when you have a buildup, you have more testosterone buildup, and you have more competitiveness towards other women.
I could
That's
see
why
that.
the buildup's
All right,
there.
hold on a
Some
second.
people can't handle it, but that's what that's for.
I could see that.
Actually,
For
yeah, I can see that.
competition in females.
Now that you explain.
The
All
testosterone.
right. Now that you explain, like, all right, I see what you're getting at.
From a scientific point of view, obviously.
So you guys do you think the sex robots are bad? That's a bad
It's
idea.
so weird.
I think it might start leading to really,
It's so
really
weird.
bad antisocial behavior with people.
That
Because
too.
like, what do I need a girlfriend for? I have a sex
It's
robot.
gonna breed serial killers, I swear.
Wait a second.
I don't
What?
know. I don't know. I don't like it.
Population
I'm not
control,
with it. It's
right?
weird.
Get the population down a little bit, right?
Get the
Oh.
population-
Well,
That's
back
kinda
to-
happening
well,
already.
Back to Japan, the population is actually kind of lowering in
Yeah.
Japan. And I don't know. I feel like this might have something to do with it, but also because of the Japanese
They're all killing
lifestyle.
themselves from
Oh,
stress.
that,
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know.
true.
It's Japan is an interesting place.
They're
Like
so
it's very
weird.
different,
They're
yeah.
so
I saw something where there
weird.
was this room, right? And there was all these holes in the wall, and it was a bunch of females
Do I
putting
want
their
to
asses
even know? Of course.
in the holes, and like, there's a guy running around there,
Glory
you know,
hole.
slapping it. It's not a glory.
Oh,
I mean, it's an
okay,
ass
whatever.
glory hole, but it's
It's kinda-
multiple hole. It's and I'm like, how did they even come up with this shit? They have game shows where the guy has to
Oh,
sing a
yeah,
song
yeah,
while
yeah.
he's getting blown or jacked off or something. That's a game show.
A game show?
Yes,
I'm
where the
having
guy
a
is singing
TV.
or something,
Yeah, I've
and
seen
the
it.
girl is blowing him. And
did one with
it's
a
like, you
guy.
know how we have game shows like Price is Right? Like we
Yeah.
have, that's
Uh-huh.
the kind of stuff they have for their game shows.
That's
There's
so
another one
weird.
where they have a guy or whoever blowing somebody, and the guy wins if he doesn't get off. If he
The
doesn't-
guy
is it-
wins?
The guy, all right, whoever the person wins is the one that succeeds in. All right, so you got a guy here getting blown, right? If he doesn't come, then he wins, and then the other person, if he makes them come, then he wins. And this is a game. This is a game. This is a show. Like, and it's funny because they got cameras there, and like it's crazy.
so
They don't
weird.
show the actual act, but
They might as well.
but
at
they're
that
right there. They're
point.
just behind a
I
curtain.
mean,
They're right
They
there in front of
censored the
everybody,
porn,
That's
too.
so
which is funny. I'm like,
Yeah,
you
it's,
would
What's
think.
the
with
point?
all the stuff that they have, you find it
Jeez.
interesting that they censor their porn. But that's kind of our fault, the U.S.
How the fuck is it our fault?
Well, the thing is, after we kind of basically, after World War II, we basically kind of took over a lot of stuff in
Mhm.
Japan and stuff. They started becoming more westernized and all that stuff. Actually,
Mhm.
this is before that, even before that.
Okay.
When Japanese, I think I might be explaining this right, but don't quote me on this. But they were, this is like, I think 1800s. And you know how Japan isolated themselves for a long time,
Yeah.
and then after that they broke the isolation. That's when they started adopting more westernized things, like like the way they dress, like they got some chocolates and stuff from Europe and all that stuff, and they wanted to be more appealing to the West. So the first thing they had to do was, in Japan, women would sometimes actually I think have their tits out or something. Or there'll be guys working in the field with nothing but a loincloth, and guys Westerners oh, horrified by that. Oh, such indecency. So to
But they're
appeal to them,
working.
yeah.
It's different.
So to appeal to them, they started covering up more, I guess, and started wearing more westernized clothes and stuff. And then later on, they kept doing that. And then when they started having porn and stuff, they're like, oh wait, this won't be appealing to our Western whatever people. So let's censor the porn. And then they just stayed censored, and they just never changed it.
What? But I'm sure you can find uncensored.
Yeah,
you can
That's
find it.
so easy.
But in
It's
Japan-
not
Just
even
the-
a thing.
All right, I think we're gonna.
I don't know.
You guys, any?
I don't know.
Well, wait, back to that sex robot thing. So wait, is it coming to Europe? I mean, it's coming to the U.S.
I mean,
I
that's
saw,
what they were
I
talking
saw a
about. yeah?
little. I saw a little video of an actual robot who talks to you. It's weird.
And you,
like,
fucking.
"Hi."
I think it has some
Yeah.
good. This has some potential good applications. Except I agree with Nazar in the sense of it's going to make people more. If it becomes a widespread,
Creepy.
just known people just have this. Oh, that's my sex doll right there. Come say hi.
Come
You know what I
say
mean?
hi. It's just
Just like you got a TV in your house, you got a sex doll. And so it's that's bad in terms of interacting with people and all that. And it's bad enough now people are stuck on the internet and not interacting.
That's
just
true.
Skype and all that stuff.
That's true.
All
I
my
don't need to
friends
talk
are
to a
on.
girl. I have a sex robot. I'll get off of that. There, problem solved. It's just that's
So
what
yeah,
that's
but
they're
my
gonna be
you know,
on forever.
I think it will be good in other areas where this.
That's why we have this hologram. No, I'm just kidding.
I just think that's gonna make people even
No, it's
more
really fucked
withdrawn.
up.
It's not
No,
gonna help.
It's not.
If
yeah.
anything, they're gonna be lonelier. They're gonna be like, oh, nobody wants to talk to me because everybody thinks I'm a freak. Like, even more so. Like, oh, hi, I have a sex robot. Are you gonna tell a female that? She's gonna be like, bye.
No,
What
you
happened
keep
with
it
your
in
sex
your
robot?
closet.
Bye. Like, we're never gonna get married.
So we're against sex robots. Right? That's the
No,
consensus.
yeah, it's a bad idea. I mean, like, yeah, it's not good. Yeah.
I think when you see these robots, you might change your mind.
Yeah, be with a real girl.
they're getting pretty real. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
weird.
All right, so we're gonna end the show here. If you enjoy the show, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you next time. Say bye.
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 Oh, where the hell's the cursor at? Is it over there? What the hell? I lost the damn cursor. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, it's over there.
I'm like, what the hell?
Where?
It was on that screen.
Oh, alright. You're double screening.
Okay, bye for real now.